Well, I'll be damned. It was actually pretty damn good. And to be honest, I went in with mild expectations, but it's pretty damn solid. Well then, I don't know what else to say. Let's just get into the review. Roll the intro, me. Hello everybody, welcome back to ThatGuyNick. Today I'm here to review, well, as you can read the title by, I'm here to review Black Adam, the new DC movie starring Dwayne Johnson, Noah Centineo, Pierce Brosnan, Aldous Hodge, and Quintessa Swindell, and other supporting actors that I will mention later throughout the review. But this is the new DC movie coming out this year with the Batman. Is that only 2 DC movies this year? Holy shit. Anyways, we're supposed to get The Flash this year as well, and Shazam, but those got pushed to next year because WB didn't have enough money to release any more movies this year. But, you know what? I'm not going to get into that. But, anyway, I'm here to review Black Adam, so we're just going to jump right into this review for, of course, as always, spoiler-free first. So, I went into this movie with very mild expectations, and surprisingly, I was pretty blown away by this movie. Are there issues and flaws? Yes, and I would get into that, but I'm just going to start with the pros, because I think that's the best way to go. Spoiler-free pros, while I'll get to the rest later. I think the cast was really good, for the most part. I think Noah, Pierce, Quintessa, and Aldous all did a fantastic fucking job. Noah Centineo as Atom Smasher was hilarious. Easily one of my favorite characters in this movie. He is more of the comedic relief, but I think he does do a good job, and he does do a good amount in this movie, and I thought he was solid, and I really enjoyed his character. Quintessa Swindell, they are really damn good. I was really enjoyed their character, and I was honestly what I really liked was there was kind of a sort of weird. It's not that I'm saying that it was weird, but there's a relationship between Cyclone and Atom Smasher in this movie. I don't know why it was really in there, but they kind of had a sort of off and on thing that was sort of there, but I didn't really know how to explain it much. And obviously, you can kind of tell by the trailers that you could see something there. But I don't know, it just felt kind of weird that it felt kind of forced. But I think both characters separate are really good, and together they kind of had a nice kind of friendship that was really nice. But honestly, I'm probably looking into it a bit too much. But they kind of had they tried to go into a little deeper stuff between them. But honestly, it didn't really work because the writing kind of bordered right there, and that's as deep as this movie went with that kind of stuff. Aldous Hodge as Hawkman Carter Hall, he blew it out of the water. I thought he was really good. Seeing Hawkman on like the actual big screen, not like small screen like in the animated shows or the movies or in Smallville, that wasn't his first live action appearance, technically, but seeing him on the big screen was honestly amazing, and I do think Aldous did a really great job with the character, and I really hope we see more of this character, because it would be a shame if we didn't. Sorry for that cut, though. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. So, honestly, a perfect casting, to be completely honest with you, but I wish he was in the suit more, because I'm almost certain that since it was Pierce Brosnan in this role, they paid him a lot of money, and he was like, I want to show my face more. So he was in the suit a lot, but I think it was more just him out of the suit or in the suit. But from what we had of Dr. Fate, I honestly loved him. Again, we haven't seen Dr. Fate in live action since actually Smallville, and even then we barely got jack squat from him. And so again, seeing him on the big screen again is honestly just really cool, and his powers and abilities were just so amazing to see on screen. Hell, seeing the Justice Society on screen, and seeing just these characters was just beautiful to me because I love these characters, and hearing their name be spoken, Justice Society, is like a dream come true for me. Again, my phone background is literally the Justice Society of America. Obviously, they didn't reference them as of America, but they are the Justice Society. But seeing them was just perfect. And of course, the big role of this movie was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Black Adam. Now, I thought he was actually really good. I think Dwayne actually did perfect for this role. To be completely honest with you, now I'm not, very massively in tune with the character of Black Adam in the comics. I do know some stuff, but I don't know enough, a lot. So I'm not all there about it. But what I can say is, from what I've seen of Black Adam, I think Dwayne really captured most of it. He's a very stoic, very emotional face kind of person who really is a bad guy in the comics. I'm almost certain that he does have anti-heroes kind of stuff that he does. But from what I've seen of him, he's mainly just been a villain. And I think, honestly, Dwayne did a really good job with that. For the most part. But that's what I'm about to say is negative, so I guess I'll just go right into that a little bit. There were moments with The Rock where the writing didn't help him, and nor did he help it, because there were certain line deliveries and certain just words that I was like, that's a weird way to say it. Especially, that specifically goes with the conversations between him and the kid. I don't know his name because it doesn't say it on here. I'm sure I can look it up. But the kid's played by Jalen Christian. I think that's who he is. Yeah, Jalen Christian. And alright, so sorry for that cut there, but I'm stupid. Jalen Christian did not play the son. He played Black Adam's son. Bohidi Sambungi, I'm sure I got that wrong, played Aman, the son who was in the rest of the movie, who is the son of Isis, placed by Sarah Sahi, who, Black Adam and Aman have all these conversations and stuff. I just got the name wrong because I'm stupid. Anyways, that's going to be answered in my spoiler free part. So, yeah, sorry about that. Again, that's going to be another negative with me. The Sarah Sahani as Iris and Jalen Christian were unimportant to me in the movie. I did not care about their characters at all. Honestly, I mean, I don't feel bad for the kid, but the kid did what he did, but he was terrible. He was bad, man. Obviously he's a kid, but like, dude, there are kid actors who outact him every side, man. And I didn't care about these two characters at all. The brother, played by Muhammad Amir, he was actually good. He was the only good of the three of them. But there was this whole human side plot, which I'm not surprised this movie had. But I just didn't like it. I didn't like those two characters. I didn't care for them. They were the real bummer on the story that really just was like, ugh. And they were there for basically all of the movie, and I didn't care for them at all. The Rock saved those scenes, and that's what I'm saying. But in scenes with Dwayne and Jalen, when there was one specific scene when they first meet that was really good, and I actually enjoyed it, but then everything after that I was annoyed by, because it's just, I don't know, it just, something felt off there that wasn't right to me, and I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it. But any scene where Dwayne was interacting with, Black Adam is interacting with the Justice Society, I absolutely loved that shit. That was amazing. That was the best parts of the movie, and I think that's pretty much it to say about characters and writing. Writing was good and it was actually there was actually some pretty funny stuff there. That's mainly has to do with Noah's character, Adam Smasher, and Hawkman. There's some funny interaction between them. But Noah's really the comedic relief, and hell, even weirdly enough, Black Adam does have some weird comedic moments. I don't think it's on purpose, but it just kind of happens naturally, and it was pretty funny. It wasn't bad, but it did feel kind of weird. This movie was a little bit heavy on the comedic side, which I wasn't really expecting, especially from this kind of movie. But it was fine. I went through it. It was honest. There was some funny stuff. I thought the story was I thought the story itself was good, but at the end there, we've seen in the trailers, we know he was coming. Sabak felt very forced. Towards the end there, it felt like very forced. I mean, I know he's the villain, but the Justice Society was there, and Black Adam, and they had this whole story going, and then this whole thing happens, and then Sabak shows up, and it's kind of like, what is this? Like, Sabak wasn't even a good villain. He was just kind of there. I really didn't understand it. There was the writing and story were very, very mixed here, and I think what really carried it was the actors themselves. But other than that though, the story was fine. Definitely didn't need a shoe in Sabak at the end there, especially, and the whole kid and the mom just really died it down for me. But that's pretty much to say about that stuff. The action though was fucking amazing. I think that's what I can say. The action was perfect. Like, shit, dude, I was having a blast with the action, especially between Hawkman and Black Adam. That shit was cool as hell. And especially with Cyclone, holy fuck, dude. The colors, the cinematography, the camera movements, that was all perfect. Especially the score, too. All of that mixed together. Chef's kiss, in my personal opinion. And I think those were the saving graces. The action, the cinematography, the score, the acting. Those were the saving graces of this movie, with some of the story and most of the writing. And I really, honestly, had just a really enjoyable time with it. If you minus out that stuff. If you throw that stuff in, I still had a good time with it. I just wish that stuff wasn't there. So that's honestly all I've got to say that's spoiler free. That doesn't touch on anything spoilery, but I'm about to go into that. So I have to edit this in later because I'm stupid. But here's my mom and dad's spoiler-free review for Black Adam. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, but I hope you enjoy it. So here it is. Alright. I don't know, Marjorie, what did you think of Black Adam? No spoilers.
Don't spoil it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was awesome, amazing. I cried. It was funny. I cried.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I did cry. And so much action. It's awesome. I loved it.
You loved it?
I loved it.
Padre, what did you think?
I liked it. I had a lot of fun.
You had a lot of fun?
Yeah. You know the part where everybody died? That was the best part of it all.
I hope you enjoy that. Now you can continue on with the rest of the review for the spoiler part of the review. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I will explain some stuff. So, again, here's the timestamp. Skip to right there if you want to hear my final overall thoughts about the movie, as well as my final score for it. So, holding up till right about now. Spoiler-free zone. So, let's just get into the first thing I did not expect to see from this movie. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. He died. He fucking died. Obviously, he sacrificed himself, but I was generally surprised by it. Mainly because it's Dr. Fate. But also, it kind of made me realize that we're just going to get another Dr. Fate. Because again, the helmet chooses you. As Cyclone said, apparently she really read up on the Justice Society as well as everyone in the group. So she's kind of there, and she kind of talks to Adam Smasher, because Adam Smasher tries to touch the helmet. She's like, I'd rather not do that. You shouldn't do that. And then she explains that if you touch it, you're just going to get a bunch of terrifying shit and horrors, but the helmet has to choose you. So at the end of the towards the end of the movie, the helmet's there, and then it finally disappears. So it's going to someone else who's going to wear the helmet of fate. So I don't know who it's going to go to, but I really do hope we see Dr. Fate again. Obviously, it's not going to be Pierce Brosnan, but it was still really cool to see him. Sucks that he died, though. It wasn't really sad. I was kind of like, well, shit. Other than that, though, so again, like I said earlier, there was Sabak felt very shoot in now. That's because in the trailers we see Black Adam go into a prison cell with water and stuff. That happens in the second act of the movie, where they save the kid, they kill the person who wants to be Sabak, this and that. So then they throw him in the prison cell underwater when Amelia Harcourt, played by Jennifer Holland, shows up just for a little cameo, which I thought was pretty funny. I knew she was in the movie, but it's still cool seeing her. But they throw him in the cell, and then Sabak finally shows up, and I was like, what? Like, it just felt very weird that right there in the second act he goes into prison, only for him to be released later. It was really weird that they didn't just have him in the cell and then release him, or just cut that whole part out and just have the whole movie be Black Adam being out. It really made no sense why they would do that. I think the only reason they put that in the movie was to have this cool inspirational thing with him basically in a heaven of his own with his mother and his wife and his son, and them saying it's not your time, you have to go back. It just felt very weird and very forced. And then when Sabak showed up, hell, the fight was cool as shit. Black Adam versus Sabak was cool as hell, but it just felt weird and felt forced. Like, it just didn't make sense. But then when he finally came back, he had a new suit. Not really new, kind of the same suit, but just less black, more gold, more black. Just a perfect mix in a really cool suit. So in the end, Black Adam gets to stay in Kahndaq. Everyone gets to go off. The son and the mom, they both survive. The brother does too. And that's pretty much how it ends. And but there was one thing though. In the post-credit scene, as I'm sure most of you know, the Man of Steel himself, as I'm wearing this shirt, the Man of Steel himself showed up. The GOAT, Henry Cavill, as Superman. He appears because first things first, a drone shows up, and then Amanda Waller is like on screening herself, and she's like, "All right, you have my attention, Black Adam, but if you step out of Kahndaq, we will treat you as a hostile. So you stay in Kahndaq, or I'm gonna send someone. As I have a favor, so I will send someone to deal with you." So he obviously destroys the drone, and then all of a sudden here comes a boom, like a sonic boom break in the barrier, and then here comes Superman. We don't see his face yet because there's a smoke cloud, and then he walks, and then you can see Henry Cavill, and he's like, "Black Adam, we need to talk." Sorry for the cut there. I had to go do something else. But anyways, like I was saying, seeing Henry Cavill back as Superman felt amazing. It was my theater wasn't that great. They didn't really have that big of a reaction, but my mom absolutely loved seeing him back. So did my dad. So quickly, here's their reaction to us seeing Henry Cavill back as Superman. What do you think about Superman returning?
Okay, Superman returning. That's my love of my life. I love him, and I think it's awesome that he's back.
Alright, I'm glad you loved Superman returning, my child.
Yes, I love Superman.
I love it too. I love Henry Cavill. Dad, what do you think about Superman returning?
Yeah, well, duh.
Duh.
But I hope the bitch dies. I hope the bitch dies.
You're talking about Amanda Waller, right?
Yeah,
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, the bitch.
Yeah, the bitch. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, cool. Thank you guys. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. But again, like I said, seeing him back was amazing, especially with the confirmation that he is going to get a sequel to Man of Steel after a full-on decade almost a decade of not getting a sequel from him and barely seeing him in movies. Technically, it wasn't a decade. Last time we saw him was in 2017 in the shitty Justice League movie, but I'm not counting that. But just seeing Superman back on the big screen just felt amazing. So, that's pretty much all I gotta say about spoilers. So, welcome back to the end of the video, the spoiler-free section. No more spoilers, just my full overall thoughts about this movie. So yeah, what is there to say about Black Adam? Well, I can say this first. Is the writing not that great? Yes. Is the story not that great? For the most part, yes. Basically most of the characters pretty much annoying and just useless. Yeah, but there are positives. The Justice Society and Black Adam are really pretty goddamn good. The cinematography was beautiful for the most part. The score was goddamn solid as hell. The action was really fucking good. And the writing was pretty good at times and pretty funny, actually. That mainly plays on the part of Noah Centineo, who just killed it as Hand Smash, to be completely honest. And of course, the story had some actually really good moments with some bumps in the road. But I think that's honestly enough to make up for, what could have been a really great movie. But obviously, it's gonna have bumps in the roads. I'm not looking for, the perfect comic book movie. I obviously knew this was gonna be, I went in with mild expectations, but surprisingly, like I said, I thought this was pretty damn good. So if I have to be completely honest, my final score for this movie is going to be an 8 out of 10. I can't give it any less. I really can't. I can't go any higher. Again, there's those things that drag it down, but there's those things that really pull it up to that 8 out of 10. But there's nothing that can pull it back any lower. It stops at that 8 out of 10, and it's gonna stay there. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say about Black Adam. To be completely honest with you, it was a very solid movie. I can't wait to see Black Adam back in again. I really do hope we see Hawkman and Cyclone and Atom Smasher again, and especially a certain character again. Obviously we are seeing a certain character again, but I really do hope we see them all together, because we're finally getting a very much well-built and deserved DC movie universe. So that's all I gotta say in this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know it's pretty lengthy, but I just had a full-on rant there. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you can, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Tell me, what did you think of the movie?
The bitch didn't see it.
The bitch didn't see it.
Butthole.
Why are you showing butthole? Cat.